Now the question is find the z transform of x of n is equal to u of minus n minus 1. So for this function, first of all we need to draw what is the nature of this function. So we all know unit step function is denoted by like this. That is a positive sequence, right-handed sequence. This is denoted by u of n. When this signal is folded that becomes u of minus n. When this signal is delayed by 1 unit in left side, so the sequence starts from minus infinity to and going up to minus 1. That is u of minus n is delayed by 1 unit left side. So 1 unit is left side. That is, it starts from minus infinity to minus 1. So here we know that this is a u of minus n minus 1. This step signal it starts, the function value is 1 and starting from minus infinity to 1. So this is in this interval this sequence is available whose function value is 1. Now come to the problem. We need to find the z transform of this function. So whatever function we need to take z transform, that function is goes into the formula like this. So this formula minus infinity to plus infinity. So this formula, the limit is reduces to minus infinity to minus 1. Over the interval, the function value is 1. Now again here in next step is changing the variable. Instead of this n, I replace minus n. So that time this negative limit value becomes positive. Again this z power minus n becomes z power n. That is just changing minus n into plus 1, negative value into positive value. So again this is a summation starting from minus infinity to plus infinity. Minus infinity to plus 1, that can be written 1 to infinity, nothing wrong. So again expand this summation, that is z power 1. When you put n is equal to 1, z power 1, n is equal to 2, z power 2, like this it is going on. After this step you just add and subtract with minus 1. Again this 1 can be written z power 0. This 1 can be written z power anything power 0 is 1. 1 can be written z power 0. Now again this entire sequence can be compressed into sum of n is equal to 0 to infinity z power n. When you put n is equal to 0 z power 0. When you put n is equal to 1 z power 1. N is equal to 2 z power 0. Like this it is going. So after this step we know the mathematical series. That is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a power n is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus a. So using that formula, this equation is reduces into 1 divided by 1 minus z. So after taking LCM, we have x of z is equal to z divided by 1 minus z. Again this can be reduced into 1 divided by z inverse. Again plot into standard form minus 1 divided by 1 minus z. Now the concept is to find the ROC. So we have the final result is minus 1 divided by 1 minus z inverse. So we will take this term as reference. Z inverse is reference. When this z inverse is equal to 1, that time x of z becomes this x of z. When z inverse is equal to 1 minus 1 is 0. So this value is infinity. Now again this z inverse value is less than 1. That time when this value is less than 1, the entire function value is negative. So that is not the case. That is not ROC. X of z must be a finite positive value. So here we arrived at negative value. That is not the case. Again when this z inverse is greater than 1, then in a net result for this entire result we have the negative. So that negative and this negative becomes positive. So x of z is a positive value. So that is the valid case. So therefore the ROC is Z inverse greater than 1. That is Z inverse is greater than 1 or Z is less than 1. Z is less than 1. So therefore the ROC is Z less than 1. We will take the unit circle. The inside the unit circle, that is the ROC. So that means for left-handed step sequence, step sequence, we have the ROC is, for left-handed step sequence, we have the ROC is a unit circle inside unit circle, the ROC is inside. Thank you.